21st of October. Yes, we've still got a couple of drips, a few buckets still lying around, but today at least it's been dry, although it is threatening rain. I hope it's okay where you are. And here we go, tile number 591. And what have I done so far? White tile, I've inked it, and I've used my wonderful The Pink Stuff, which you can find in any household kind of spray. It's great for cleaning, but it's great for actually, and here we go, look, texture on tiles as well, look at that. So yeah, I've let it dry, so it's mostly there. Of course, you can't leave it on the windowsill these days, can you, to let it sort of dry in the sunshine, so we're going to go with it anyway. So, are we ready? Hi everybody, lovely to see you. I'm going to start with, I'm going to bring a straight edge in, not a curved one, a straight one, because it's got both. And I'm going to put myself on diagonal. This is just a guide. You're not going to need this fully when it's done, so keep it light. Okay, there we go, light, here we are. See, diagonal line across. So once I've done that, let's have a look. I'm going to split it, so I want to have another one here and another one here. So let's sort of look kind of middle, about there, okay, kind of middle. And just going to go back up to that point. And same here, looks fine, kind of the middle. I'm sorry if this is a little bit pale, it's because I don't want this to show afterwards. Let's have a look. All right, you see that? So it's got 3 lines. Okay. I'm going to also put one here across the top, but not right at the edge, and then one here as well, because I want to give myself a little bit of an edge to work to. Same with this one. And I might as well go all the way around while I'm at it. And I think today I've channeled my inner Chris. Hi Chris, if you're watching, I'm not here yet. And I've gone a bit darker with my tile than I normally do. So I know he's been doing some fantastic inked backgrounds lately, so I have to have a look on one of his posts. So there we go, first protocol. So let's have a look then at this next. Let's go in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to start with, where do I want to go from? I'm going to go from point to point, so I'm going to put myself a little curve in there. And then another, and another. I'm going to go back to that point there. Okay, so I've got, it's a bit like an umbrella, doesn't it? All right. So now from there, I can get another one in here. So I'm not going to pander over being right on those points there. That's not a problem. So it's going to sort of look like it's going off the page. So let's do this next little bit then. I'm going to put another one in here. All right, and another one in. Now, depending on how big your spaces are, depends on what's going on. Yeah, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sort of sections going on there. So far, so good. All done in pencil, so we can change it if we need to. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to choose, let's have a look. Not every single one, I'm going to do a few of them. So I'm going to create a shape inside this one. Okay. Add to that one. All right, excuse me 1 second, everybody, because somebody's knocked on the door. Back in a second. That's all right, somebody else heard it. I don't hear the doorbell up here, but I think they do in the office downstairs. So when somebody just knocks on the door, it scares me a little bit. In case I know we were waiting for a few bits. All right, so I've got this going on here. I'm going to put one in here. Okay. And that one. So I've got 2. And I'm going to do, let's do it. I don't want to sort of have a set pattern. I know some of you that's going to freak you out. Maureen, yes, I think this would look amazing as a 4 tile. I think it's going to work. But yeah, try not to form a pattern if you can help it. So if I put one in here. Okay. Oh, sorry, it ran off. And then it's going to put one here. So it's going to be a part 1. Like so. Right. Oh, really? You have to do it and let them tread on it and see what kind of pattern it makes. Yeah, That'd be good. Just leave them like that. But then again, I suppose you've got to be careful because they'd be like taking it off your tile and putting it on the carpet. And that wouldn't be good either, would it? Be fun though. Do it outside. Okay. Finn can be a bit of a pain, I must admit, when he wants to get involved. Okay, so is that enough, do I think? Do you know what? I'm going to put another one in. I'm going to go here. Just to sort of completely blow your mind if you're into symmetry. Wanting it perfect. You can do that if you want, but I want sort of a few bits. Oh, hey Susan, you've not missed much. Just drawn a little bit of a few lines and got things going on there. Okay, so I'm going to come back in with pen now. Or am I? No, I'll stick with pencil for now. For now, okay. So let's start. I'm going to come from the point here and it's going to sort of come up and round. And I'm going to aim for one of those shapes, you see, like that. Okay, and then it's going to go sort of up to the edge there. And then it's going to stop. So let's put that extra line in. So I'm going to do a double line, look, not too wide. And then it's going to come up to here and it's going to stop there. So let's see what we can do with it. If I'm coming around in a curve, I can kind of bring it out here. So, okay, let's I follow it round, or can I? I can make it do whatever I like. Let's have it there, look, so it's coming out, see? So it's sort of going underneath there and coming out there. See, look, all the way around. Underneath and coming out there. Hi Leslie. Hi Marie. Okay, so let's put that in pen. Oh no, not yet. Nearly missed the best bit. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh nearly, no. Oh bless me, bless me. Right, okay. Letter C's but backwards. Unless you want to do it this way. Letter C. Okay, so I'm going across from one edge to the other letter. All right, let's do another one here. So I'm not trying to keep them same distance or anything like that. Let's do a real close one though. And another one. It's all about changing the size a little bit, a bit of fun. So I'm going to have that one so it looks like it's going underneath. You see there? And then let's bring one out here. And so I'm going to put one on the top there, like that. Okay. So let's now put a little line across there. So it's sort of going a little curve across the little line we've drawn. Even that one on the top there. Okay. And then let's draw in that line. Round we go. Along. And out to the top there. So let's put that one in. So I'm going to sort of take it to the point there. You can have it wide if you want, or if you're going to do an extra line, even another tile next to it, a half one, would look quite cool, wouldn't it? Okay, I'm going to zoom out in a minute so you can see what I've done there. Oh, Lynn, hello, Lynn. See, so it looks like it's going around there and it's going to come out over there. So let's do another one. So back to pencil, remember, because we've got little bits to do. So I'm going to have this one sort of coming out from here. So it's ignoring this bit. Coming out from here, going over there, up into that one. And then you're just going to catch a little bit of it on that edge. So let's go into there. Same as before, okay. And then let's do those C's. Okay, so I can put that one in at the same time now if I'm comfortable doing that. If not, you don't have to. But I'm going to do that this time. I'm going to change the size of them as I'm working around. Doesn't matter what's underneath there, in a sense. I'm going to put a part one there, look. It's all about giving that illusion that it's going underneath. And then look, I can come on in and put that line in. It's easy when you've done it in pencil first. You have to sort of panic a bit about you're doing. Look at that. Okay, let's do another one. So this time, look, I've actually got a sort of a space there. Let's just do that. Let's go up a bit. You see? Put a space there. So I can come out of that one. Okay. And along and around. And then it can sort of go off there, really. So again, look. Coming off there. And around there. And it's going into there. So again, let's do those little bead shapes. So letter C, and then I'm going to join it all the way down that line. Okay, so they don't have to be the same size, they don't have to be the same distance apart. Let's put one there, look. I'm going to have a little one there as well. All the way down. And then I can draw in that line, joining those together. So we can carry on like this, we can do loads. I think I'm going to do another one. And so we're going to see how it looks. Okay, so of course we can't put these in yet because we've not decided what's coming over or under. See, look at that. Now if you wanted to as well, you could, because it's in pencil, add another one of these in. So do we want to do that? I'm going to put another one up here, look. So there's my shape. There you go, look. So I've added that in. So what I can do then is I can continue this and bring it out over here. Put a little end on it like so. I know it's a little bit tricky with just pencil for now, but I can't draw everything in yet. See? Okay, let's have a look at that. So it sort of wants one going up here, and after this one I've got solid pieces, you see. So again, I'm going to put one in there. I know that one's a bit dark. Okay, so again it's going to come, I'm going to bring it sort of around here. Let's sort of wrap it around that one. Oh, going into there, going to miss it there. It's going to come back out here. Put my seed in so you can see what's going on there. Into that one. So just as before, see that one though was going behind that one. And back up into this one here, around. So let's draw those in. So that's definitely going behind that one. So I've got a little bit of busyness going on in there. So far so good. Okay, so let's have a look then. We've got this one here. I'm going to see, because I've got a bit of space there. Let's just zoom in a little bit. So what I want to do here is I'm going to come in, look, and I'm going to put some little lines coming off it, and I'm going to put another little bead or C across the top there. Let's do a few of those. There's another one. Another one. Let's do another one. Yeah. Oh, I might as well do one there as well, look. Okay. So I can do the same with this one here. Although I've got to make a decision. See there, I've gone out of that border. Do I want to go out of the border here, or do I want to stay within it? So your decision there. I'm going to stay within it, but I can still draw a few of those little bits and pieces as I work my way around. Okay, another one here, look. So I'm going to go outside on this one because I've done it sort of a little bit further down on this line. So I'm going to do the same there. And there we go, a few more. So far we've not done anything too tricky at all. We've just a couple of little lines going on, a couple of little shapes added to it. Looks quite nice. Let's have a little look at that. Okay, so I'm going to come sort of off one of these shapes now. I'm going to put myself a little line in. And then, again, you've got a decision to make. You want to do this freehand, or you could come in and put a curve on each side like that. Because what I want to do is draw a line, coming all the way down, look, across that shape. And the same on the other side. You notice that they're not touching. So I say you can do this freehand if you like, or you can, I'm going to put little dots on the ends. Sort of follow my way down there. You could actually do this, you know, because I've got quite a dark tile, I could have done this in white. Should change it up a little bit. You see that? Let's have a little look at that. Got that going on. So I'm going to do another one. Let's go this way this time. And here, look, because I've come into one of those little sections, I can choose to completely ignore it. Or, see, let's put that in again. I could pretend it's going underneath. So I'm going to do that, look. So you're only going to see part of it there. And part of it there. So then we're going to get dots on. Those you're going to get dots on a couple, but it's disappearing behind. Okay, lots of that ins and outs and disappearing today. Let's do one here, look. I'm going to come in over there. Now this time I'm going to sort of freehand it. It's a few lines, right? And these get a little bit bigger, then they get a little bit smaller. One at the top. And some dots on. Like so. Same across this bit. All right. So who's going to have a go at the Lock It Lane then? Who's going to be who's taking up the challenge? So I'm going to put a few more in. I'm going to put my lines in so you can sort of see where I'm going with this. Look, I put one there, look. But it's quite exciting actually for me too, because I don't know what you're going to create. I don't know what you're thinking or where your designs are going to be. But I'm hoping that, you know, a few of you are going to have a go. And at the minute, nobody really knows what that tower looked like, so it'd be quite nice to sort of see your interpretations. Okay, so just follow my my lead here, and I'm coming in with some of those little kind of leaf shapes, sort of working my way around and adding them bits in. So dots on the ends. So a couple more. I'm not going to completely fill it because it's not what I want to do. But I want a little bit of interest there. And sometimes if you want to do leaves, but you don't want to be too sort of, make them too sort of heavy, you can do this kind of pattern. And it just means that you've got that effect. People look at it and know it's a leaf, but it's not taking up too much space. You can still work on things behind it, see? Okay. All right, so I'm going to come in now and I'm going to draw in my shape. So let's start with those shapes that I kind of drew within the first ones. So there's one, look. I've got one here. Oh, sounds good. Oh, Vicky, have a look at the other designs. Have a look at Lock It Lane and see how that was put together. And do a rough sketch first. Oh, Marie, no, have a go. Have a go, Marie. It doesn't have to be an absolutely perfect piece. It's just something that I can sort of understand what you're getting at. That's all. It's no pressure at all. It's still a little bit of fun. And of course, hopefully you think it's a good prize. Okay, you see? So I'm just drawing these bits in. No, Maureen, I can't wait to read your story. Now here, look, I've got to remember which bit's which. So, Well, you see that's going into there, like so. Now I've got another one here, and up along there. It's almost like trying to get into my mind, isn't it? What do I think? What would be my interpretation? I mean, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for yours. But imagine getting inside my head for a little while and wandering around into those little places. Okay, oh, there's one there. Look. So I'm just picking on the bits now where I drew those extra lines in, you see? Okay. Absolutely, Marie. You know, nobody has to see it. It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put those lines back in that we started with. But remember here, I'm only going to go up to the border. You see? So I've stopped there, look. Oh, Leslie, no, you know what I'm thinking sometimes. Sure you do. That could be quite interesting, couldn't it? Yeah. Okay. Let's put that one in. Making you think a bit today. And then you've got all those little bits and pieces going on. So you've really got to focus and look at where those lines are. Yeah. So. Okay. So I know I've drawn those in, but I'm still going to come in, look, and put the rest of that border in because I've done it on the others. So I'm going to do it on those too. Now I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm sure everybody's is going to be fabulous. Okay, so remember we've got the lines now. I can put the lines on where I joined from one to the other. I'm going to go through those leaves because I said that's the whole point of them, is you can wander through things. I'm not going to go over those like cords and beads though. Art Faye, absolutely, yes, you can. Like the stencils are there to help you, but you don't have to use them. If you don't want to, it's absolutely fine. But if they, you know, if you think that they're going to help, then go for it. Use them. That's what they're there for. They're there to help you draw. You don't just have to draw what's in the book. You can draw whatever you like. Okay, so we've got that little bit going on. It's any little bits of pencil you can still see. I'm just going to take them off, really. Okay. Oh, I've left, look, a little bit of the cord there on undrawn. All right. So let's have a little look at this then. I'm going to go with a bit of colour to start with, I think. Being that I've got red in the background, I'm going to go in with red. So I've got light red here, and I for sure want to add some into those little beads. Now you can do different colours if you want. Entirely up to you. But I'm going to stick with the one colour. I've not coloured all of them, look, I'm just adding a little bit on one side. So, here we go. So, just see, once we've done the Locket Lane challenge, it's going to be Sarah's birthday. She's got something planned. And then after that, it's going to be December, and we're going to be on to the Advent. So if you've never done that before, that should be interesting. We are going to start to look at putting some tiny tiles on the website. That'll probably not, it won't be this month though. So if you want to do it the traditional way with tiny tiles, you can do. Or if you want to get a piece ready in your sketchbook, you can do that as well. So whatever works for you, it's fine. All right, I'm going to bring a little bit of clementine in now. Let's go in a little bit. Okay. See, so into there. All right. Into those. So again, I'm trying not to sort of cover all of it. If it does, don't worry, they are quite small. But that's fine. Just leave a little bit if you can. And some of the smaller ones you can't really do much anyway. Oh, Sandra the ruler, yeah, we haven't added them to the website yet because they were on air last week, Friday I think. So as soon as the girls have got downstairs organised and most of the orders out, we'll be adding that. What day is it today? Tuesday. Should be tomorrow. We should be updating it tomorrow, so it'll be on there then. But just to let you all know, we don't have a finite amount of those rulers because we've only got a certain amount of the material left. So if you want one, it would be well worth getting on there tomorrow. I'll see if Alice can do it tonight, but it might be tomorrow she puts them on. Okay. See little bits of whites. Okay, got that going on. Let's bring my black in. And I want to add a touch of black, you know, to like the opposite side of where I brought that white in. And I've kept it quite sharp, so it's not sort of going to take over the whole thing, you see. You could also do this with a black fine liner. You could go in a little bit heavier on one side. But being that I'm going to use this for something else in a minute, I thought it'd be better to just sort of get this out and use this. Okay, see, just little hints as we go round. And to those. Okay, almost there. All right. So what I do now is my cord, see, look, I've missed a bit there. I'm going to come down one side, doesn't matter which, but I'm going to come down one side with that black. Sort of creating a thicker line like that. So now I've gone to the left, I'm going to stick to the left. So it doesn't matter which side you do, but once you've chosen, stick with it. And you're going to thicken up the line. Again, you could do this with pen. But being that this is in hand, this is what I'm going to use. Okay, and same with all those. I'm not going to get much into those little ones, but a bit of a gesture. Okay, all right, so I've got that. So I'm coming back to my white. Just want to make sure that, you know, it is white. I've not got any orange on the tip. And the other side of that line, I'm going to use my white. Now this is working a little bit better because I've got a darker tile. If you haven't, you might find you don't need it. But it's certainly giving it a little bit of light in there, isn't it? It's making it stand out, which is what I want. Around all of those, a little bit of a gesture on those little ones, and following that through on those others. Okay, let's have a little look at that. Okay, so look at gestures of colour. I'm going to bring in a little bit of grass green, and I'm going to have a little bit going up the stems there. Again, let's go in a bit. Oh, if it'll let me, there you go. See, look, I've just gone up the stems a little bit. So I'm not trying to colour it in or anything. I just want to give it a hint of colour. So we've got something to work to. Okay. All right, let's move back out. Now I'm going to come in with my regular pencil. Okay, here we go, my 2B. So looking at the bits where we've got the shapes going inside. So for example, like this one. I'm going to come in there and I'm going to add some to all sides like that. So here's my next one. Even if I've got something there already, it's still, see there, look, it's going to go under because that's where it comes in. But there, look, I've gone over it all. So So that's going to go over all. But then it's coming out, so I'm going to go under that bit. Just to kind of sit and work it out. So if something looks that it's in the foreground, we're not going to shade over the top of it. I added that one there. It's going to go straight over. Same with that look. So I'm not being too shy with my pencil here either. It's definitely got some pencil on it. See, that's sticking out. So I'm going to go over there. And this one. Okay. So we've got that. So let's get that one blended out a little bit. So Tortillon, I'm going to come in with swirls, because I want it to move quite a distance. You know, I want to make sure that it's got plenty of shade on there. Going across those shapes when you need to. So each one swirls and work your way around. So going over those little bits and pieces if you need to. This one it's going to sort of sit behind. Giving me that little bit of a sense that that is coming out. This one too. Shading. Oh, a cup of tea time. Thank you, John. What have you got?
A buttered crust.
Oh. How much butter's there?
Half a tub.
Yeah, goodness me. Not for me though. I'll pass. Just have my cup of tea. At least he can't actually get to biscuits and things anymore because there's none on his way to anywhere. So he's lost quite a bit of weight actually, because he's not munching on them all day. Look at that. Okay, so we've got those like little windows. Thank you for the tea.
Okay.
Okay, so back to pencil. So next job is I'm going to go up this side, like so, and then up this side of the line, going underneath that cord, and then I'm going to go to this side of the line. There's a lot going on outside today. There's a few roadworks there, so one of the lanes is a little bit restricted. I'm just going to put a bit of black in there because I missed it. So, yeah, okay, same with this one, look. Now, why put pencil on both sides, you say? Why not just go up the middle? I always find that it sort of focuses it a little bit more, so you know that you've got to treat both sides the same rather than just go down the middle. Maureen, you could put as many like mice as you like in if you want to. And as far as how long's the story, I don't know, 3 lines, 4 sentences, a paragraph. I don't know, maybe a couple hundred words tops, something like that. Keep it simple. Have a look at, you know, in the stories and see how much I've put in. And if you think you need more to explain it, because the picture should say a lot, shouldn't it? I must admit, the new stencil I'm working on, it does have a little bit more of a story content, because it's starting to hone in now on certain things. So, you know, go back in and read the story so far and see what you think. But you can't give away the mysterious woman. Nobody knows who she is. And nobody still knows just yet. Okay. Will they ever know? I don't know. Will they ever know? Okay, so now this time you see I've changed tact. I'm not swirling anymore. I'm going back and forth, up and down. Because I want to control where this pencil goes, and I just want it on those lines. I don't want it sort of going too far across, you see? Okay, so let's bring that black back in. I'll just put it down somewhere. Ah, there it is. And let's sort of work our way up the line. Now I'm sketching it a little bit because that's going to break it up and mix it in with the pencil that I've already put in there, see? Okay, so along those lines. Right, so I'm going to now, I think let's have a look, do the tops of those with that black pencil. It's all in the shade in this one. So not too much in terms of trying to create. Okay, so I've done the tops. So now I'm going to choose a side. So being that, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Being that I've got my shading and my black on this side, I'm going to stick to that. So I'm going to go with a pencil line on the right like that. Even if it's moved slightly like this, I'm still going to do it, look. Put it on that side. And then I'm going to bring in my chalk pencil. Difference is that the white pencil, look, it won't blend unless I blend it. With this one, you can use a Tortillon. But my intention really is to put some of it up the middles, you see, like that. With those little lines. Don't get much seen there, but it's there, look. Same with this one. Not in there, look. They're just in the bits that are on the top there. See, a little bit sort of, because it's going to be seen underneath that little leaf, see? Okay, I still think we can do another level of pencil in there, so I'm going to bring that back in. Add a bit more. Okay, so let's do a little bit of swirl. Just keep it controlled though. And if you need to, I don't want to touch that white in any way. I see the difference now, look, see, just having that little bit more darkness. Let's bring that in a bit more. Sometimes doing 2 layers, it really helps. Because we've got that black in the middle now, it's going to really bring it out, and that's what we want. Alright. So, in we go. It's quite a strong, sort of heavy, graphite piece today, isn't it? Back and forth. See, swirl a bit and then back and forth. Really makes a difference. There you are. We definitely want it to look like those pieces there are darker. And then we've got the lightness on the top. There you are. So a little bit of a swirl look and then back and forth. All right. Same again. Okay. Not forgetting into those bits there. Now let's have a little look at that. Okay, see this little bit here where I've looks like I've scribbled a bit. It's fine because I have. Clean Tortillon if I've got one. No, I haven't got one. That's all right. And just gently soften it. See, it just fades away a bit. So you can go back in with another layer if you need to, but that'll help blend it off a little bit. Definitely want those lines there. Let's bring in the, just to put like a line across the middle there. We want to make sure that we've got a nice sort of highlight going on. Let's just ease that off a bit. Okay. So, a little bit different, isn't it? We've got a little bit of, you know, depth going on in there. That's what we wanted. So, okay, a little bit of a signature. Let's put that in. Where's my pen? All right. So, an interesting one, this, where you can use lots of different bits and pieces to create different effects. Or you could even have little patterns on here if you want to. Or you could even, let's, white pen. Bring a bit of white pen in. I know I've signed it. Just add a little dot on those dots on the leaves. This is, I'm faffing now, I know. Okay, let's look at that. Just gives it something a bit more. We can also do a little highlight on the beads. It's just that my white pen was sat there and I thought, well, you know, it's asking nicely. So let's put them on. Like so, just those extra little touches that make the difference. See? One more. Doesn't matter if you don't get all of them either. Do little highlights on the as well. Again, you don't have to, they're quite small, but just being that my pen was sat there. Okay. So yeah, if you want to do this and make it into a full size, use 4 tiles, have the point in the centre. It could be quite interesting, see what effects you get from that. But other than that, let's have another check out on that. There we go. So it depends on which way you want it and how you want it to look. So okay, all done, all an interesting one this. So have a bit of fun with it, play, enjoy, and see what comes of it. So sometimes it is quite nice to put a little bit less in and not completely fill the page, because then you can really go to town on the shading and make it look 3-dimensional that way. So have fun with it, everybody. Take care, and I'll catch you again on Friday for our next tile at 2 o'clock. So have a good one. See you soon. Bye.